Welcome back to Self-Built. Today is an update of a product review of something I've done on my Smith machine. It's been about 4 months, so I've been able to really give this thing a solid test so far, and I've got some excellent feedback for you guys. If you're not familiar and up to speed, what I did with my Smith machine is I put linear bearings in it. What it had before was plastic square bushings. I know a lot of home gym Smith machines can come with this same thing, and what I wanted was something that was a lot smoother and consistent with the resistance and just so many things, and this has knocked it out of the park. I'll leave a link in the description below of how I actually did it, but it was the easiest upgrade I've ever done, and it's been my hands down favorite thing that I've put on this Smith machine. I've tried a lot of different things. I tried different types of greases or lubes to try to make it go a little bit smoother, but nothing has been as good as these bearings. I haven't had to lubricate these or grease these ever since, and they are perfect. One of the reasons these square bushings were so bad is because the rods are circles, and when we learn anything when we're kids is you've got to put the right shaped item in the right shaped hole. Otherwise, it doesn't fit very well. Yeah, it might do the job, but it's not going to be as good as it should be. This would dig in a lot, and I would find so much more resistance whenever I was lifting the weight up as opposed to when it was coming down on the negative. It would be like twice as light on the way down, and pushing up, it would really get stuck, and it would just make it not feel very effective and not very awesome. Here's a good demonstration. These spotter arms, I kept the same bushings in there because it doesn't matter if it's rough or not. But look how much play is in here. It does not fit very well, and then it can easily grind. It can get to an angle and really dig in and put a ton of pressure on certain things. It just feels really sloppy. With these bushings being so wiggly and not applying pressure evenly, it would really dig and bind, especially when you got into certain weights. I found that whenever I did anything above a 1.25 plates, it would bind so much and it would be a very uneven weight. It just wouldn't feel very good and very effective. Especially when you're doing something like squats, for example. When you're coming down, when you've got more weight and you're at the bottom part, these rods, they do bend a little bit when you've got more weight, and especially when this is sitting right in the middle, that's where it has the most wiggling. So when you get that wiggling and you get that binding at the same time, it's almost like you have double the weight when you're trying to go up. It's just stupid. That's the best way to describe it. And with these, this eliminates that so much. The bar does still bend a little bit, but with it having actual rollers and to have even resistance across the whole thing, you're able to get out of the hole. Feels so much more refined than this crude one, and you're able to do much more fine, shorter movements and really be able to take advantage of all the range of motion with having more weight and not getting punished and getting stuck when you're doing certain weights in certain spots. One of my favorite parts of the build was how I actually secured these bearings into this housing. All I did was just wrap some duct tape around it and I pounded it down, and I haven't had to touch it ever since. You can still see there's a little bit of duct tape that squirted out here and down here, but I haven't had it move one bit. I've put on as much weight as I've wanted to and nothing's moved. It's been stuck in there really, really well. I was originally thinking of maybe having to like drill a hole, put a screw in there to really have it hold itself in, but sometimes the simple things work too. So I haven't had any issues with that. So if you're thinking of doing this in the future, just know the duct tape works great. I think I did like 3 layers. In the video it goes through it, but yeah, it's been amazing. Super low maintenance. When doing squats and being able to get out of the hole a lot easier, it's so much easier on my lower back. Because when you pick a certain weight to put on your back, you want it to stay that weight. You don't want it to get twice as heavy at the bottom and just make it really weird. Sometimes it'd make my lower back strain a little bit and just not feel good. With it being able to be smooth at every single little bit of this rod now, it is so, so nice. Another improved exercise I'm able to do is anything that is uneven when I'm pressing on the bar and still getting away with it. For example, when I'm doing calf training, I'll do some seated calves and I'll rest the bar on my thighs, and I don't want to have to center my thigh in the middle of the bar every single time if I don't have to. I used to have to do that because I wouldn't be able to get away with it. The bar would tilt and those bushings would really dig into those rods, and it would just make it not feel good at all. Like, yeah, pushing up would feel a certain weight and then coming down it would feel like half the weight. It would just it would feel stupid. And now I'm able to do single leg calf training a ton, and I've been doing it a lot, getting some great results from it and really enjoying it. I can also do one-legged leg press, one-arm bench press, or closed grip press for triceps. There's just a lot of different things. It's very, very forgiving that now it doesn't just bind. Even if the rods bend a little bit, with it having those actual bearings, it's able to actually keep moving, and it's so nice. You're able to make very precise movements when you're doing shorter range of motion, like say you're doing calf train or something, or if you're just at the bottom of chest and you just want to rep it out a little bit, you're able to get just that same consistent motion as if you were at a commercial gym enjoying their Smith machine. It just feels so much better. If you see me do a leg day workout, you'll know that the vertical leg press plate that I came up with years ago, that's been a staple of my leg day, and I've really enjoyed it, and it's been a good workout. Even with these bushings, it's still been pretty good, but with these linear bearings, it's so much improved. Going back to getting out of the hole on squat, when you're at the very bottom on the leg press, I would feel a little bit of pressure on my knees, since it would be so much harder to move the weight that I'm already trying to get that's challenging my quads. So it just seemed like it put a little unnecessary strain on them. Now, it's very even and very consistent. And then another thing is, with the vertical press, I'm not pushing straight up and down on the bar. Sometimes I'm pushing against it as it's coming up and down, and that would not be forgiving with these square bushings. It would really dig in a lot, and you could definitely feel it. Now, it's so much better. With these linear bearings, I feel like I am rediscovering exercises again on just a whole different level. It has been luxurious, I might say, and if you're not greasing these all the time, I accidentally would sometimes bump against this and you get slimed, and you know what? There's nothing on there. It's pretty nice to have that too. As a conclusion, if you have a Smith machine in your home gym and it doesn't have linear bearings, I would recommend it so much. It is so worth it. It makes it feel so much better. And if I remember right, I think it was like $23 for a pair of two. You need 4. And that was for the long sleeve. You can get a shorter sleeve if you're wanting to be a little bit cheaper on it. I think they'd both be excellent. I don't know if you'd really get much more out of it. I just did the longer ones. I was just thinking with them being longer, if the bar flexes a little bit, it'll just limit how much flexion it does. But I have no way of proving if it helps or not. But that was just my thinking on it. But these have been amazing. I've been using these for 4 months. I haven't seen any wear. I haven't had any issues. I've had some people ask if the temperature of the room affects it at all. I can't give a very honest answer on that. I mean, this is a basement, but it's not like it gets very cold like a shed or a garage gym. But it's gotten down to 50 degrees down here before in the winter. So if that helps at all, but these have been amazing. I'm so happy that I stumbled upon these and I can share these with you guys, because I always wanted the Smith machine to be more user-friendly and better, because I even looked at Smith machines. I'm like, maybe I should just get a better one, spend some couple more bucks. But you know what? You don't have to do that. You can just upgrade it, make it so much better. When trying to think of downsides from these upgrades, there's only 2 very, very small things I can think of. One is, since you're putting a bearing on both sides, you're limiting how high and how low this bar can go. But I never maxed out those in either direction, so that's never been an issue. And other than that, it's a little bit louder than those bushings. It's not bad at all, and you get used to it quickly. It just took a second to kind of get used to from those plastic bushings, just because those don't have any actual bearings. When you put on this, you're like, whoa, I'm hearing noises. But yeah, it's been really, really nice. My joints have really appreciated having constant resistance, where it doesn't just magically change at a certain range on this rod. I really pay attention to just how things are feeling, and this just makes it feel very consistent, very precise, and it's able to improve many workouts and different exercises that you can do. I'll leave a link in the description of the product. Also, just the build video of how I was able to do the upgrade. Simplest one I've ever done, and honestly one of the best ones too. And that brings this video to a conclusion. If there's anything that I didn't answer, let me know in the comments below. I'll read and respond to every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you could do me a massive favor and watch another one of these videos over here, I would truly appreciate it. Don't forget to punch another ticket on that game train, and we'll see you next time on Mo See a Bill.